crap, guys, that was pretty intense. You see that rain? Man, some crazy lightning flashing all over the place. Thunder I can hear inside the car, which is sort of unusual. Just finally broke out of it, but it's starting to come back down right now. So hold tight. All that thunder and lightning sent kind of a shockwave through the car. See what I did there? If you've been following along, you know by now I like to experiment a little bit, especially with the exhaust system on cars. This car, the Infiniti Q50, is no different. Just to recap, I've tried a couple of different things over the last year or so. I did the old muffler delete, which I was a fan of. It actually sounded decent. Then I moved to the muffler delete plus a 1320 Performance Y-pipe, which gave it more of a deeper growl and was probably my favorite combination in terms of exhaust note alone. And to open it up a bit more, we got it flowing a little bit better by eliminating the stock mid-pipe and stock resonators. We opened up the diameter to 2 1/4 inch and added in some 14-inch vibrant resonators. Again, give it a little bit deeper tone, a little better flow. I really like that. It was really pretty aggressive, but not too crazy. It had a couple little nice crackles and pops here and there on downshifts, but just had a nice aggressive note. Then we got the car tuned and we threw on some resonated test pipes, and without a muffler, without mufflers, it was super crazy obnoxious loud. It sounded pretty insane on the dyno, and of course you saw, if you watched the dyno video, we got some crackles and pops and we got some flames. But for street, just everyday driving, because I do drive this car, too much. Then we threw on some vibrant street power mufflers, which is what we have on the car right now. Doesn't sound too bad. Toned it down a little more than I wanted it to. The mufflers did break in a bit, so it is a little bit more aggressive now than it was the day I had them installed, but not exactly the tone I'm going for. So here we are today, present day, talking about the Motordyne Shockwave catback system. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right off the bat that I'm not going to get the Motordyne Shockwave exhaust, and I have a couple reasons why, and that's what I'm going to go over right now. But I do have a plan. Just can't get out of this damn rain. It just won't stop. Finally saw a sign for a Dunkin' Donuts. It better not be one of those damn gas station Dunkin' Donuts. What do you know? Thank goodness. All right, so this video is going to cover 2 days. I just want to point that out right now. While I'm stopped here in the rainstorm, just want to finish this portion up. So tomorrow we're going to go into the exhaust shop and have the exhaust changed up on the Q50. If you watched my recent video, I mentioned the fact that I'm going with an exhaust setup that is very similar to the Motordyne Shockwave, and that means, or by that I mean, I'm going to go with a mid-muffler design that goes back to some straight-through type resonators. The Shockwave has that kind of off the axle back little branch off into resonators. Not doing that design. That setup probably even would sound a little bit more aggressive than what I'm going for, but the similarities are there with the mid-muffler and the resonators on the back half. You'll see that in the pictures here. So you'll see the Shockwave has a 2-into-1 muffler, so basically a resonated Y-pipe. I was going to do that, but the resonated Y-pipe, or the muffler with the dual inlet, single outlet, really weird internals, and I'm not sure what the Motordyne muffler looks like, but I wouldn't want to risk going with that a setup like that because of that reason. And if I think of it tomorrow, I'll show you what that muffler looked like, because I did purchase it, but it just does not allow for very super smooth exhaust flow, which I'm going for. So instead, I'm going with a dual inlet, dual outlet muffler, so it has a resonated crossover, so basically a resonated X-pipe, completely smooth flow with a crossover pattern, so that should be really, really nice. So what are the reasons I wouldn't go with the Shockwave, the Motordyne Shockwave? First of all, it's about $2,000. Being the way that I am, knowing that I like to switch things up, I just can't imagine getting a $2,000 exhaust system and then 6 months later being like, I need something different. Because that's just who I am, and that's just how I work, and that's what would happen. So the way I'm doing things, I could basically do 6 6 or 7 different exhaust setups and still only spend $2,000. So this gives me a little bit of flexibility to try some different things, and that's what I like to do. Number 2, as I mentioned, I think that mid-muffler, the 2-into-1 dual inlet, single outlet, I just have a feeling that the internals of that muffler don't allow for super smooth exhaust flow unless it truly is a nice Y, which I just haven't seen many, if any, that are perfectly smooth flowing. Another reason that I just can't imagine spending $2,000 on an exhaust system. Yes, it looks really nice, but this isn't a show car. Running this car in the mountains, drive this car on a daily basis. I know nice polished stainless steel looks really great, but it doesn't last that long, and I'm not gonna get under there and polish it every single day or every single weekend, so just not gonna pay for that. I know people are gonna jump in and say quality is quality, or you pay for what you get. Sort of. I'm not gonna get any additional performance out of a Motordyne setup. Going with the same diameter. We are going with a 2.5-inch pipe this time, just because of availability for resonators and mufflers. So we may have to do a retune on the dyno, but you know, time will tell. And that's really it. I mean, Motordyne makes great stuff. It sounds really nice, and it looks really good. But with the $2,000 is what gives me heart palpitation. So that's it for right now. I'm going to hit the road again. A few more hours left until I get home to Greenville, South Carolina. And but when we pick up the video here, it'll be morning, and we'll be heading to Inman Muffler. So see you in a second. Wasn't going to film anymore on the way home, but look at this. Okay, I had to. That's pretty sick. And we're back. Good morning. Before we head out, I just want to show you that muffler I was talking about. I know I misspoke a million times. The Motordyne Shockwave exhaust, the way it's set up with the mid-muffler, is that it branches off the test pipes or cats and basically goes to one collector, so it's a single inlet at 3 inches, I believe, something like that, and then branches off into duals. So I grabbed a muffler like that, thinking that that was going to be my original intention, but then when I got it, you'll see. So it's a nice muffler, but the way it's constructed inside, you can see all the way down in there, that is not smooth. There's lots of crevices, nooks and crannies. It's just not a smooth, true flowing Y, and you know, we can't sacrifice. So we talked to him muffler. We're going with a Borla, dual in, dual out. Hopefully he cuts me a good deal. And then inline we'll have these resonators, which are straight through. These are basically the same as that Flowmaster, the Flowmaster resonators. They just don't have the name on them. I think they're Flowmaster. Anyway, they're 2.5-inch straight through. I think the body is 4 inches, so they'll provide pretty good muffling, sound deadening qualities. The Borla muffler is good quality too, but I don't think I've showed you these bad boys yet. We just got some straight test pipes. So since we're eliminating the resonated test pipes and we're eventually just going to go with these straight through, I wanted a nice substantial resonator to help tone things down, because again, we got to keep things flowing smoothly, but we got to keep the wife happy. Let's hit the road. Let's get this done. All right, on the road to Inman Muffler Shop. Super pumped. Here we are. I'm such an idiot. Got the car pulled up on the lift, was pulling out the resonators and all the extra pieces that I was having them install, put my phone in the cup holder, and left it there. The whole process is over. It took about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that, including a bunch of chit chat and BSing. All done. We got a Borla 2.5-inch dual in, dual out, resonated X pipe. It's a true crossover, true X pipe. Wanted to show you what the inside of it looks like. Maybe you can go on the Borla website and take a look, but it's a really good quality muffler that is going to blend the exhaust flow, making a much more smooth exhaust note, which at 70 mile an hour on the interstate right now, I can already tell. For safe measure, I got those 20-something inch, 4-inch resonators in line as well. They did a really good job. Everything is very symmetrical. It looks really clean. The welds are super nice, and I'm pleased with how it looks. So far, pleased with how it sounds, just a couple miles down on the road. But we're heading to the mountains right now, so stay tuned for some more videos, because we're going to vlog and document this whole trip. It's going to be pretty awesome, and hopefully we'll get some good exhaust clips as well. So design overall is a little bit different than what I was kind of expecting or anticipating, but when we dry fit some stuff up, we kind of played around a little bit as far as what's going to look nice and what'll kind of help the exhaust flow better than other scenarios. So it's a little bit different as far as look goes. I didn't really honestly know what to expect completely with how it would sound. Definitely a little louder inside of the car. Not really droney. There's a little section of drone right around 2,000 RPM, but not too bad. Otherwise, it is just a little bit noisier in the car. I don't mind it right now at all. My wife might say, "What the heck?" But nice, clean tone. Super pumped with it. I'm not going to chit chat about it anymore. Next clip you'll see, we'll take a look at it and maybe get a couple of revs, and then we got to hit the road. Definitely happy with it. Does sound pretty aggressive. It's going to get even more aggressive as the mufflers burn in and wear in. Nice smooth tone on the interstate. I wish you could tell from inside the car. Maybe you'll be able to once we do a little more filming later on, but you know, at 60 miles an hour, if I give it a little gas and it jumps up to 4,500 RPM, it sounds really, really nice. Weird raspy rattle is gone, and that was my main concern. That was the main reason I was doing this whole exhaust over again. I was chasing that damn rattle for months now. So no more 1320 performance Y pipe, no custom collector, no vibrant muffler, new tips and everything. 4-inch dual wall stainless tips. See if I can look under here. Pretty low. Oh, so there's those large resonators, which ended up looking better, flowing better, just being tucked in the back rather than coming immediately off the Borla muffler. It's too low now, but it comes directly off the test pipes, or the cats, branches off to, you can't see it, there it is, Borla muffler, dual in, dual out, back.
Mm-hmm.